Hello, this is Pastor Jim Kibler. I want to answer a question for you today. Who is Jesus? I can tell you who Jesus is. Jesus is the Savior of the world. Jesus is the substitute. When Adam and Eve sinned, sin came into the world, and all mankind was born with a sin nature. Everybody has sinned and come short of the glory of God. God demands a death penalty for sin, but God also allowed a substitute. The good news is you don't have to pay the penalty for sin, because Jesus paid the penalty. Jesus is the Savior. He is the substitute. I like to say Jesus is a Savior worth having. A wonderful Savior. Now, Jesus is not the only Savior. You got Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, David Koren. He thought he was a Savior. A lot of people think they're Saviors, but I'll tell you what. All the other Saviors have one thing in common. They're all dead. They're dead Saviors. Jesus is alive. He is the light of the world. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. Jesus is the only way to get to God. I'm telling you, if you're trying to get to God any way other than Jesus, you are going to wind up in hell. Jesus is the only way. I don't care what Oprah says or what anybody says. Jesus is the only way. He's a Savior worth having. I've written a new book called The Blessing. This book will teach you how to quickly receive the blessing of God into your life. The blessing came through Adam and Eve, down through Noah, from Abraham, down through Jesus, who redeemed us from the curse of the law and made us eligible for the blessing. You can live like the Jewish people live, but you have to have the blessing like they do. They have the blessing. We are supposed to have the same blessing. This book will bring the blessing of God into your life. You will live like the Jewish people live. Only you are born again. Most of them are not. But they live in God's blessing. You can too. You can live an abundant life. Learn how to empower your children for success. Learn how to empower your employees to be good employees. Learn how to empower yourself for success. This book, The Blessing, will quickly bring the blessing of God into your life. Also, go to my website, IncreaseNow.com, the most comprehensive free site out there, with just loaded with material and content and messages, and it's all free. IncreaseNow.com. Don't miss that. But go to Amazon and Barnes & Noble and get this book, The Blessing, and you will be blessed on a level you cannot even imagine.